Hello everyone and welcome to today's lecture. Today we are going to do the topic mensuration. Now what is mensuration? Mensuration means to measure. Whenever you measure the sides of a figure that you call as perimeter, or the region enclosed by any figure, that is the area, or the capacity of a container, that is the volume. Whenever you measure such things for a geometrical figure, that comes under a branch of mathematics, mensuration. So what does mensuration means? It means to measure. Now mensuration has two parts. Okay, first of all, we can measure two-dimensional figures. We can have certain measurements for two-dimensional figures, like the figures square, rectangle, circle, triangle. All these figures are your two-dimensional figures because they have only two dimensions. Okay, they do not have any space inside them. So such type of figures are known as two-dimensional figures. And we can also have certain measurements for three-dimensional figures like cylinder, cube, cuboid, cone, sphere. All these figures are known as three-dimensional figures because they have three dimensions. They have certain space inside them. Okay, that's why such figures are known as three-dimensional figures. And we can have measurements like their surface area or their volume of such figures. Okay, so it has two parts. Clear? Now in this chapter we are going to find out the perimeter and area of different geometrical figures. In today's lecture, first of all, we will do perimeter. Now what is perimeter? The perimeter is the total distance around the outside of a 2D shape. That means the total length of the boundary. Children, whenever we talk about perimeter, remember this thing, we are talking about the outside boundary. Okay, we don't consider the region that is enclosed by the figure. We are talking about the boundary. So in other words, you can say perimeter is the sum of all sides. In this way, we can calculate perimeter for any figure. Okay, so what is perimeter? It is the length of the boundary, and for finding the perimeter, what do? We just add all the sides. Now suppose you have to find out the perimeter of this figure. What will be the perimeter of this figure? This is a rectangular yard that is fenced on all the sides and the dimensions are given for it, right? Like here, the length is 10 and its breadth is 5. Clear? So its perimeter, you can say it will be the total length of all sides, or you can also say fence around the yard. Children, see, whenever we do fencing of a plot or a land, we do it on the boundary. Okay, so whenever we talk about fencing, that means we are talking about the perimeter. So the total length of the fence, that will be the perimeter of this figure. And if you have to find out the perimeter, what you will do? Just simply add all the sides. You will get the perimeter as 30 units. Now for the unit of perimeter, if any unit is given in the question, your perimeter will hold the same unit. If no unit is given, you can simply use the word units. Okay, as in this question, if the length and breadth were given in centimeter, your perimeter will have the unit centimeter. If in case they are given in meter, then your perimeter will have the unit meter. So it depends upon the unit of the dimension. Clear? Now moving further, if you have to find out the perimeter of any irregular figure, then you will use the same formula, sum of all sides. Just simply add all the sides, as in this case for this figure, you will get the perimeter as 29. Okay, so by adding all the sides, you can simply get the perimeter. And we have few formulas also for finding the perimeter. Yes, we have derived few formulas for different geometrical figures. Now first of all we will see how to find the formula for perimeter of a rectangle. Suppose here we have a rectangle whose length is A and breadth is B. So what will be the perimeter? It will be sum of all sides. So you simply have to add A plus B plus A plus B. Okay, then in the next step what you can do, you can group both the A's together and both the B's together. You can write them together. A plus A will give you 2A and B plus B will give you 2B. And if you see here, you have 2 in both, right? You have 2 with A also, you have 2 with B also. So you can take out 2 as common. So the formula becomes twice of A plus B. Okay, this is the formula for perimeter of a rectangle. In other words, you can say it is twice of length plus breadth. Okay, so you can also learn these formulas to find out the perimeter of rectangle directly. As here I have taken an example. The length of this rectangle is 7 and its breadth is 3. Okay, so put the formula. Perimeter is twice of length plus breadth. In place of length you will write 7. In place of breadth you will write 3. So it will become twice of 7 plus 3. Then you will add 7 plus 3. It will give you 10. So it will become 2 into 10. That will give you 20 units. So in this way the perimeter of this rectangle comes out to be 20 units. Okay, so you can just use the formula also to find out the perimeter. Now moving on to the next figure, that is square. Now square has 4 equal sides, right? So for deriving its formula, what you will do? You will add its side, that is S, 4 times. Okay, S plus S plus S plus S. On adding you will get 4S, or you can say it is 4 into side. So in this way the formula for perimeter of a square becomes 4 into length of a side. Okay, so this is the formula for perimeter of a square. Now moving on to my next geometrical figure, that is an equilateral triangle. Now an equilateral triangle has 3 equal sides. So its perimeter will be side plus side plus side. Okay, when you will add side 3 times, it will become 3 into side. So in this way the perimeter of an equilateral triangle comes out to be 3 into length of a side. Okay, now moving on to our next figure, that is a pentagon. Now what is a pentagon? A pentagon has 5 sides and all the sides are equal. Okay, so here for finding the perimeter, what you will do? You will add its sides 5 times. Suppose if the side is A, you will add A 5 times, then you will get 5A. That means 5 into side. Clear? So in this way the perimeter of a regular pentagon comes out to be 5 into length of a side. Clear? Now moving on to our last figure, that is a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 equal sides. Pent means 5, hex stands for 6. So it has 6 equal sides. Suppose if the side is equal to A. So for finding the perimeter, you will add A 6 times. On adding, you will get 6A, or you can say it as 6 into side, right? So in this way the perimeter of a regular hexagon comes out to be 6 into length of a side. So in this way children, we have derived formulae for different geometrical figures, and using this formulae you can solve the questions directly. If in case you forget the formula, then the formula sum of all sides, you can use this. Okay, Never worry if you forget any formula. If you have learnt, very good. But if you forget the formula for finding the perimeter of any figure, then you can simply do sum of all sides. Your answer will always come out to be correct. Okay, your answer will be always correct. And that will be all for today. I hope you have understood everything. Thank you so much.